I'm a big reader. Have you been to a bookstore lately?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is it terrifying what's happening just on books? I mean, you can look at, there's new research out that shows that you don't retain things as well. And I know this to be true because I'm a big reader. And I can't tell you where I am in a story. I can't recall facts as much because there's something to tactile learning. There's something about actually feeling the pages, knowing where it is on the page, knowing where in the book. You don't know if it's at the beginning, the middle, or the end when you try to remember something.
Yeah,
but
it's understandable. Yeah, I bet there's something to that.
Well, no, there's research that shows that absolutely.
I bet there's something.
Should
to
somebody
that
look
research.
into that?
Yeah, somebody should look into the research
and do a research project on the research
and make sure it's accurate because it sounds like it might be.
But we're not. I mean, I am not against because I have 2 e-readers and that's the way I read books because I don't want to travel around with a whole. I used to travel around with honestly like a suitcase just of books.
Plus, it's so easy to obtain them. You don't have to go to Barnes & Noble anymore. You go to your iPad.
Yeah, it's great.
And in 30 seconds, you have the book.
Yeah. Do not take my word for it. Do your own homework. It's all there. And when you see some of the facts, you'll be stunned. Get this book. I'm a publisher myself in conjunction with Simon & Schuster. And so I know the book world and what's happening in the book world. It used to be, I think it was 12 or 18%. I think it was 18% of all publishing was constant. You could always count on 18% always every year being classics. Always. From the beginning of publishing, 18% was a classic. I think that's down now to like 10%, and it's happened that fast. Right. Classics are going away. I would spend my spare time collecting the classics unedited, keeping them, preserving them, knowing them, reading them over and over and over again. Preserve, 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 because a lot of stuff is going away and is going to be erased.
I've sold books that are evil, I think. I've sold books, The Coming Insurrection. I have put it on television and said, everybody needs to read this book. That's the opposite of a fascist. I'm saying educate yourself. Last night I was working on a project that is a year down the road. And we were talking about it, and I said, look, you're not going to be able to get all the information. Our job is to get people curious about that. So they say, I want to explore that. I want to find out. And they do it. It's not our job to tell everybody everything. It is our job to start to create curiosity in people again. Get them to ponder, get them to wonder, get them to think, get them to ask questions. Question with boldness, even the very existence of God, for if there be a God, he must surely rather honest questioning over blindfolded fear. Now, what does that phrase tell you today? That phrase tells you something exactly, entirely different than this administration tells you. And quite frankly, it tells you something entirely different than many of the Republicans tell you as well. Question with boldness, even the very existence of God, for if there be one. Listen carefully. He must surely rather honest questioning over blindfolded fear, meaning God is good, an all-powerful being. If he exists, he would much rather have his children come to him and say, Dad, I don't think you exist. Not as an accusation, but somebody who's truly seeking information. Anybody here who is seeking information, whether it's for the IRS, whether it's for a political party, the White House, would they rather honest questioning over blindfolded fear? I don't think so.
We have to be in a place to where we trust each other, and we may not agree with each other, but we think the best of people. What is wrong with us? If we lose that, keep your hearts open. No matter what happens, please read people like Gandhi and Bonhoeffer. Bonhoeffer, some of the most beautiful stuff he ever wrote was from prison. Everything I learned, I was a dummy 20 years ago, 15 years ago, yesterday. Everything that I know, I learned myself. I mean, I went and I looked it all up. I didn't go to college. One semester, that was it. Everything, and the only thing I got out of semester was the most important thing. The professor looked at me and I was like all like freaking out because I'm 30 and all these brainiacs, and it was at Yale. And he called me and he had lunch and he said, "Why are you here?" And I said, "Because I want answers, because I know the answers I have are wrong." And I was hemming and hawing when answering the questions. He just looked at me and he said, "Look at me. You know you belong here, right?" And I said, I don't know. He said, "You're smart enough to be here." That's all I needed. For some stupid reason, I needed somebody to say, "You're smart enough. You can come up with it yourself." Well, let me tell you something. You're smart enough. You were born at this time for a reason.
That's right.
Eject all the other people and start doing your own homework. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
I'm a big reader,